not all of our competitors offer these features as standard equipment on their vehicles, where we do. So as we've been rolling out connected services in the vehicles and seeing how customers are utilizing either the trial periods or are they converting to subscriptions, we've noticed a couple things. Number one being that customers are not really using the Toyota app after they are being enrolled. So that's a problem, right? If they're not using the app, they don't realize the functionality, they're not taking full advantage of their trial periods, and they're less likely to convert to a subscription, which is that second issue. So we need to get customers using the app and then seeing the value in the services, and then hopefully after the trial period ends, converting to a subscription service. Also, J.D. Power's survey, as you saw when they came out with the latest IQS survey, we fell quite a bit in initial quality, and it was all centered around the ease of use of the technology and the fact that customers didn't really understand the technology. So we definitely need to do more education around multimedia and things like connected services so that they don't seem too daunting, especially for people who've never had the technology before or just hearing about it for the first time at delivery. So we're going to do a couple things, or what we've noticed and what's going to kind of direct our focus is that customers who have been enrolled in connected services using the portal, and by portal I mean using the Dealer Daily portal or the Toyota Engage portal, the web portal where you guys are actually enrolling them and creating their owner's account, they're less likely to use the app on a regular basis than the customers that were enrolled using the app. That's kind of intuitive. It makes sense, right? If they were enrolled kind of behind the scenes and weren't involved in the process, they may not even really realize how useful the app is and are less likely to use it, which means they are less likely to see the benefit and convert to a subscription in the future. So as a result of that research, we're going to force customers to enroll via the app. So part of that is disabling some of the features on the portal that you currently use that allow you to register customers. Okay? So by moving enrollment to the app, we hope to drive user engagement and customer satisfaction. And that's really the goal. It's customer satisfaction with the technology, which creates brand loyalty, which creates future sales, right? So the last thing we want is to put technology, features in the car that customers find difficult to use, because it wasn't explained properly, and then they get frustrated and they look for a different vehicle next time they're ready to purchase. So this leads to this portal to app transition. And this is happening imminently. They haven't given us a hard date yet, but the whole time they have been saying sometime in December or perhaps January. So if your dealership currently enrolls customers in connected services using Dealer Daily, or if you're doing it using Engage, basically that web portal where you're signing them up for an account and activating their trial periods, that is going away imminently. So we need you to transition to a process by which you're using the app, and ideally having the customer download the app on their phone, walking them through the sign-up process, which I'll go through in a minute, and showing them how to use the app. Again, that's going to allow them to be familiar with the technology and utilize the app once they leave the dealership with the vehicle. So currently there are multiple ways to enroll customers, right? And we've been pushing this for the past couple of years and trying to get everyone on board. And it's been a slow process, but we've been making good strides towards getting more and more customers enrolled at delivery. And now we're going to change it a little bit by taking away some of your options that you may currently use. So make sure if your manager is not on this current class or they're not aware, make sure they're aware of this, that the Dealer Daily portal the Engage app web portal are going away, and we're driving everything to the app. In fact, when we come out with the next generation Tundra, sometime next year, that vehicle will only be able to be enrolled via the app. And then we'll move all the other vehicles in the lineup to that system. Because the next Tundra actually comes with the next generation multimedia system from Toyota. And it's all new, it's all different. They tell us it's much, much easier to use than the current system, which will be great for everyone involved, and including our J.D. Power scores. But that'll be the first one that you can only enroll strictly via the app starting next year. But again, because they're deleting some of the portal functionality, in the next month or so, you need to start that transition now, so that we don't start next year with, the percentage of enrolled customers being really low like it was, like a year and a half ago in like the teens. We need it to stay consistently high, and we need to actually increase the percentage going forward. So what will you be able to do and what won't you be able to do on the Dealer Daily portal when this transition takes place? Well, you'll no longer be able to create an account for the customer, whereas you could currently. You can no longer accept the terms like the data handling requirements or the Service Connect agreement. You can't add a vehicle to their account by VIN, and you can't, importantly, activate the trial periods like you can currently. So all of that behind the scenes, signing the customer up and activating the trials is going away from the Dealer Daily portal. Now, you'll still be able to do a couple things, so the site itself is not going away. You can search for an account to see if a customer has a current Toyota owner's account. You can update some of the things like their name or the email address. You can also unlink a vehicle, which is important when you're taking vehicles in on trade, to unlink their connected services from the previous owner. And you can add contacts like emergency contacts to their account. But it's a very limited set of features that are still available on the portal once the transition takes place. And the most important things that it's used for now are going away. So as you can see, we're basically going to force the enrollment process to the app going forward. So speaking of the process for enrolling customers via Toyota app, I know a lot of you are currently doing this and using it as part of your delivery process, and we appreciate that. We just need everyone to get on board at this point. So it's relatively simple, right? You just have the customer download the app, sign up or sign in, add the vehicle, go through the agreements, and basically start using the app. So I have a short video to show you. It's less than 3 minutes. It's available on YouTube. It's actually a good video to make available to your customers if they have any questions about, the functionality of the app, what it's good for, how you use it. And again, if you follow the video and the steps in the video, it's very similar to the process you'd go through with the customer, at delivery, getting the app on their phone and explaining how it works and going through the screens. And the video is less than 3 minutes, so that should give you an idea about how long it takes this process. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe 5 minutes, certainly less than 10 minutes to get a customer up and running with the app. So let's run the video and we'll talk about it after.
The Toyota app can help you stay connected to your vehicle. This free mobile app enables drivers to enjoy their connected services, access real-time vehicle health information, and more. The Toyota app is available as a free download for both iPhone and Android devices. Be sure to check the iOS App Store or Google Play Store for mobile device compatibility. And of course, your Toyota vehicle must be compatible with connected services. Let's go over how to get started with the Toyota app.
Okay. So again, the process is relatively straightforward. Once you do it a couple times, it's going to be like second nature to you, and you're going to be able to just set a customer up on their connected service trials as easily as you connect their phones with Bluetooth or set them up for CarPlay or Android Auto currently. So just make that a part of your normal delivery process, and we'll do a better job of getting, a higher percentage of customers set up on connected services, using them, enjoying the benefits, the convenience and the peace of mind that comes with connected services. And then hopefully, moving to a subscription. And that just means, once they're in a subscription, they're more likely to buy their next vehicle at Toyota that has the same sort of connected services and same sort of subscriptions going forward. So it's all about building customer loyalty, making them, happy with the vehicles, and, just moving the brand forward as, having the best technology and the best, convenience and safety in the industry. So let me hand this over to Jeremy for the rest of the presentation.
All right. Thanks, Brian. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of cover the features that you're going to get with the connected services. So starting off with the base audio system, of course, every Toyota almost comes with at least Safety Connect and Wi-Fi Connect. There are a few vehicles in our lineup that still don't have these features, and that would be the Yaris and the 86. So the one thing to realize is obviously those aren't very high volume vehicles. In fact, I looked at the pace setter the last 2 weekends, and we sold 0 Yarises last weekend and 1 the weekend before. So chances are there's one person out there that gets to skip the registration process. Now, when you look at these two features, they're going to come on virtually every Toyota, and one is safety related and the other one's kind of a convenience feature. When you add Audio Plus, so you go up to the next head unit, whether it comes standard or it's an option on, say, a lower grade or base grade vehicle, you're going to add Remote Connect and Service Connect with Audio Plus. Now, there are a few exceptions to that. One of the things, obviously, you don't get Remote Connect on a vehicle that's a manual transmission. Right, so if it's a Tacoma or a Corolla, for example, and it basically needs smart keys. So if you get a Tundra SR5 with the Audio Plus, it doesn't get Remote Connect. If you add the TRD Off-Road or TRD Sport package, that will include the smart key system, so then you do get Remote Connect with that head unit. So there are a couple of exceptions, and I think you're best if you use the chart, the applicability chart on either Toyota.com or Engage, and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. If you upgrade to the premium audio, or it comes standard on, say, a high-end model, then you also add Destination Assist along with your dynamic navigation. So those are the 3 kind of levels of connected services based on the head unit that you get in your vehicles. So let's kind of go through each of the features and what they have to offer your customers. So starting with 2021, virtually every car that has connected services will get a 1-year trial period for Safety Connect and a 6-month or 2 gigabyte trial period for Wi-Fi. There is an exception, as always, and that is the Prius. So Prius and Prius Prime, they still get a 3-year Safety Connect trial period, and it is still with Verizon, so we haven't switched that vehicle over to AT&T like we have all of our other vehicles for 2021. But your Safety Connect 1-year trial period on everything except Prius will give you the SOS button, which you can push anytime for any kind of assistance, automatic collision notification, so that's going to give you the ability, should you have an accident where your airbags deploy, it's going to go ahead and send emergency services to your location. So you don't have to pick up your cell phone or try to make a phone call and explain where you are. All right, they're going to send the ambulance, the fire and police right to your location. If your vehicle should ever get stolen, all you have to do is file a police report, and then the police can track and locate the vehicle via the stolen vehicle locator. So this is a great feature. I know a lot of stores will sell LoJack, but the fact is LoJack is typically only something that's going to work in your more metro areas because the police departments have to have those LoJack trackers in order to find the car. So if a vehicle is stolen and taken out of a metro area into a more rural area, chances are it can't be tracked. So this is something we can track the vehicle anywhere in the country, and we can pinpoint its location. And then, of course, the enhanced roadside assistance. For any reason, whether you're in a snowstorm and you slide off the road, you have a flat tire, you want somebody to change it, you run out of gas, press the SOS button, and they'll send some assistance to help you. And that's all included in your one-year trial period. So you don't have to pay for the towing service to come out, pull you out of a ditch, change the tire, bring you gas, right? So that's all free. And then, of course, Wi-Fi. It is a hotspot. You can connect up to 5 devices inside the vehicle. And the 2 gigabyte trial period is just to kind of give customers a taste. Now, you can eat up that 2 gigs in about 45 minutes if you're streaming a movie. But if you have AT&T, you can certainly add it to your AT&T plan. It's usually fairly inexpensive. Check with your provider to see. Now, if you have Verizon or Sprint or T-Mobile or something, then of course you would have to open up an AT&T account in order to get the Wi-Fi service in the vehicle. Now, the Wi-Fi is a little bit important, especially with the new Sienna. And there's been some questions here lately on the rear seat entertainment system. Some of you may have figured out that there is no more DVD player in the Sienna. If you get the rear seat DVD player, it's not a DVD player, it's a rear seat entertainment, so it's a screen. The only way you can project something on the screen is through the HDMI port on the back of the center console, or you can wirelessly stream video via the Wi-Fi system inside the van. So you would connect your mobile device, iPad, phone, whatever it is. There are 2 different versions. Miracast, I think, is more of an Android system where you can connect to the Wi-Fi and then transmit that. And then there is one for Apple or iOS, which is it's basically a living network inside the vehicle. So if you look in the navigation or the multimedia owner's manual, there's a good explanation of how to connect on page 164 is where it starts. So if you want to check that out. But it does use the Wi-Fi inside the van in order to connect your mobile devices and stream that video. So Audio Plus, if you get the Audio Plus, you're going to go ahead and add Remote Connect and Service Connect. So what does Remote Connect offer? Well, it's more than just remote start. Yes, you can remotely start or stop your engine from anywhere in the world, essentially, if you have cell or Wi-Fi service. You can also remotely unlock or lock your doors. You can get a vehicle status that will tell you if your doors are locked, your window's open, your sunroof is open. You can also have a vehicle finder. So if you forget where you parked your vehicle, or you're in maybe you go to some, a football stadium and you're like, oh, what parking lot did I park in? And this way you can locate your vehicle. And then a guest driver. So if you're going to give your vehicle to other people, maybe in your family, teenagers, for example, and you can set limitations that would notify you should they surpass a certain speed or a certain distance or even a curfew. Now, Service Connect. Service Connect is a convenience for the customer, but it's really a retention tool for us. So it'll give drivers maintenance alerts and send those alerts to your service department. So then your service department can proactively contact the customer and get them in for that oil change or if there's a check engine light. Because the more times the customer services their vehicle at your dealership, the more likely they are to purchase another vehicle from you. And they will get a monthly health report emailed to them, just talking about the health of the vehicle, if there were any alerts, if there's a recall available, they'll be notified. And then the maintenance reminders as well, that will come up in the app. So they don't forget to get their vehicle serviced. So what about the resources? What do we have available? So I mentioned one earlier, and that's if you go onto Toyota.com, scroll down to the bottom, you click on the multimedia, you can click on connected services, and you can see all the connected services there and how to explain each one of them. But we'll also give you the option of selecting what model year of vehicles you're looking for, and then it will display the applicability chart. This is your best friend. I'll be honest, I get calls all the time. People will, does this vehicle have it? If it has this option and this model, first thing I do is I open up the applicability chart and I look. And it's the same thing that you can do. It's also on Engage. So you can go right on Engage, click on the audio multimedia pull-down menu at the top of the screen, and it's the first selection, the applicability chart. And there's one for 2019, 2020, 2021. And they do change from year to year, so it's a great thing to either save on your computer or to just print out and have in paper form. So it'll tell you what vehicles have what services on which models, and then if it has an optional head unit, what it gets. So make sure that you're using that because, like I say, there are some rules we kind of go by, like everything with, Audio Plus has Remote Connect, but there's a few exceptions again, like Tundra, for example, or a manual transmission vehicle. You can also use the VIN scan feature on Engage. So hopefully everybody has the Engage app on their phone and they've signed in with their Dealer Daily credentials. And that'll give them the full version, which if you scroll down to VIN scan, you can either manually type in the VIN or you can go ahead and take a picture and scan the VIN with the camera. Then it will bring up all the features of that vehicle, and you can kind of scroll through sideways from exterior, interior, and audio and multimedia. And the audio and multimedia section will tell you what connected services that specific vehicle has. So if you're in doubt, well, it doesn't say it on the Monroney label, I don't know, does it have it? Well, just scan the VIN and look on the VIN scanner. So in summary, enrollment is moving to the Toyota app only. So I can't stress that enough. What's the date? We don't have the exact date, but it's no longer months away, it's days. So it won't be long. If you're using the Dealer Daily portal or the Engage portal to register customers, you're going to go in one day with a customer and you're not going to be able to do it. So change your process now. Make sure that that transition is very smooth. The customer should be downloading the app. If they have questions registering, you're going to be there to help them. But just like Brian played the video, it's a couple of minutes. Customers are used to, if they have a smartphone, they're used to downloading apps and registering. It's no different. The only difference is they have to put in the VIN number, which you can also use the camera on the phone to input and by scanning the VIN tag. But it's a process that you're going to have to do with every customer. All right, so I'm sure at some point during delivery, the customer has 2 or 3 minutes of time in which they're waiting for something, whether it's finance or waiting the vehicle to be prepped. So utilize that time to make sure these things get done. And the sooner you do it in the process, the better off, right? So when they leave, they can actually demo these things. If it's got Remote Connect, they'll be able to go ahead and start the vehicle, lock and unlock the doors remotely before they go home. And use all your resources, right? The applicability chart, I would have that printed out at my desk, have it stored on my phone, in my computer. YouTube videos on the Toyota USA YouTube channel, those are great resources. You can even send the links to customers. And then the VIN scan feature on the app to make sure that you're aware of what features each vehicle comes with.